So here I am again with another video, and this is a pretty lazy, less edited one because I'm only going to be talking about a specific portion of the update. I know this is a pretty poor way to talk about this because it's so close to it releasing, so the timing is very off. But however, I feel that this is at least something I should have mentioned. I've been pretty busy outside of YouTube, so I haven't really had much time to cover it. But at the end of the day, I want to talk about at least this one thing. So this one thing is going to be the Tiger Pack. Now, if you do or do not know, if this is the first time you see me, hello. I'm going to be talking about the Tiger Pack that is going to be introduced in this next update, Storm Warning, that is going to be released in only a few hours now, as of this video being recorded. But basically, this pack will introduce 3 new vehicles to the game, and they'll be put into a single pack instead of 3 separate ones. And obviously, there wasn't really a way to depict this in a timely manner before it went live. So when it was released on the dev server, you had the arrows, the progression arrows, basically, like you did with the F80, I believe, where you had to buy one pack before you had access to the other 2. It's a very, very scummy thing. I really hated that, but they're not doing that. They're releasing this as a single pack, and it will contain 3 vehicles, 2 Tiger H1s, and a premium SPAA. Now, obviously, this is nothing special, really, because these tanks, these vehicles, they already exist in the tech tree. That means that people would have already played them, especially me. But at the very least, the Tigers, looking at them, they are slightly better than the tech tree counterparts, mainly because they don't have the mortars on them that prevent them from having the gun as depressed as other areas of the tank. So now with the premium ones, you get consistent gun depression all the way around, which is very cool. But at the end of the day, like, there's really no difference apart from visual differences, which is just, it's not huge. The 2 Tigers are called the Tiger Ost and the Tiger West. The Tiger West has a camo on it. The camo netting, I believe, can also be affected by snow, and that was because it was fighting in bushes, trees, other foliage, and fields. So it suited that battle theater. And the Tiger Ost is an urban tank, and it has the logs mounted onto the sides of the tank, which is completely useless because Gadget says they're meant to be a deterrence against HE and heat rounds, but as we all know, at that BR, you're never going to use that. You're going to use APHE, and wood does not do shit against APHE. So they're modeled, but they're not actually going to be armor. I imagine they're going to be something against inexperienced players that haven't actually gone against the Tiger that much. They're going to have the form disrupted a little bit, and that means they're going to be a little less sure where they need to pen, but I mean, it's just a fucking shoebox. It's really not hard to kill that. But that's really it. Because the Tiger H1s, they have the giant cupola, which means you can destroy the entire turret crew with one shot. Especially if you get a good shot, you're probably able to get the driver or the machine gunner, which means it's a one-shot kill. And there's really nothing else to talk about that. I mean, you do have some additional track armor at the front of the tank, like you do the Tigris, so that's nice. But the overall function is still a slightly up-armored medium tank. That's really all it is. The anti-air, though, in this pack is a very interesting choice. Because the anti-air the Gadget has decided to put in this pack is a premium Ostwind 2. If you don't know, the Ostwind 2 was only a prototype. It never actually got produced, ever. And I believe it was only a single prototype as well. So I really don't know why they chose that anti-air to be put in this pack. I imagine if they wanted an Ostwind, they would have just chosen the actual Ostwind that was made. I don't feel that it's very necessary to put a vehicle that you could argue technically existed, but also technically didn't, because it was basically only on drawing boards, right? They hadn't actually gotten down the overall design, and having that as a premium is a bit weird. I don't see the need to put a fake SPA in the pack, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, this pack will actually end up helping people who are, you know, new to the game. And then that also means that they won't be leaving as easily, as I'm sure many people will have understood by that. Like, usually when people buy a pack, they buy one vehicle, they die in it because they don't know how to use it, and then they leave it, and then they just don't come back. You don't have an extra player on your team. But with this, because it's for 3 vehicles, you technically have a lineup, which means you'll be able to actually have allies that stay for a minute or 2 more, which is very useful. This won't really improve the performance of German teams at that BR, but, you know, I mean, I don't think much will. I'm just glad that they're probably going to stay a little bit longer in the match. A few things I want to discuss about this is that I don't know if I'm going to be getting this, at least immediately, because this pack doesn't have anything interesting in it, because it's only a couple of Tiger 1s and it's only an anti-air. And I've played all of these vehicles on the tech tree. I mean, you can look at the German tech tree and you can see for yourself that they exist there as well. So there's nothing interesting about that pack that makes you want to buy it immediately. I don't need to use this pack for grinding. It's the second reason, because I've already completed basically the tech tree for ground for Germany. Apart from one vehicle, every single vehicle that I have has been bought and researched, so I could just play it, right? I know there'll be more added this coming update, but I mean, I'll be researching them as well, so it'll be back to square one, and that means that I still won't have a reason to be buying this pack. I might buy this pack for the memes, purely because you could have like something stupid. You could basically have, if you included all the Tigers that Germany can get, including the marketplace ones, including the Tiger 2s, you could have an entire lineup of just Tigers. All 10 slots, which is pretty funny, but it's obviously not going to be amazing because you're missing out on various aspects of the game. You won't have an SPAA, which means that if you get bummed, well, that's really on you, and nobody else wants to go play it because all the teams are pretty dumb. But anyway, off topic, you could have like both of these Tigers in this pack, the Tiger H1 and the Tiger E in the tech tree. You could have the Tiger, which is the Tiger H1 from the tech tree but has a skin on it. You could have the Tiger P, or actually both Tiger Ps, which is the Tiger P at 5.7 and the one at 5.3, the VK4501, I believe. And you could also have the Tiger 2P, Tiger 2H, and the Tiger 2 SLA16. There you go. Entire all 10 slots, all full of Tigers. I think I might get it just for that reason. It's going to be funny. But other than that, I don't really see a need to getting this immediately because there's nothing special. However, one thing that does worry me about this pack is that because this is actually different in format compared to the other packs that have been introduced in the past, where we have only a single vehicle, this is probably going to be increased in price even at rank 3 because it has 3 vehicles and they all have premium benefits. So I'm thinking like 40, 50 pounds, roughly around there. Might be a little extreme. Don't really have too much evidence to back this up, but it is a terrible feeling that I've got. So do take this with a pinch of salt. And it means that if this does actually go through and it does end up being an extortionate price, it's going to be terrible for Gaijin because basically no one's going to get this. Like, I mean, you get 3 vehicles, but that's still pretty expensive for what is only a few World War II vehicles, right? Especially for people who've already researched this. Like, they see even this is a new player pack. It is only for a new player pack. I think we could all agree there. So if they do end up putting that through, well, that's going to be a very huge feels bad. And I imagine that's why they've not released a price point thus far, is because it's probably going to be a pretty extortionate. But I hope I'm wrong on that, because I don't want this to be a ridiculous price. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is just a pack that's going to be introduced, and it's not too interesting. Although I suppose if you are a collector, I mean, I guess, who knows if this is worth it for you. I kind of am a collector, but I'm not a collector in such a way that it overrides my sense of financial development. I'm not going to waste however much money on this immediately because I've got better things to worry about. It's part of the reason why I haven't made videos, is because I've been preparing for stuff. Like, I just bought a new monitor and a couple of condenser mics for pretty good quality. So, you know, I'm preparing for stuff for the new year. But that's it, really. Anyway, before I get too carried away, that's really it. I wanted to just briefly cover this pack. So yeah, this is not the best timing, considering this pack is going to be coming out in roughly 12 hours as of this video being recorded and possibly going up. So yeah, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there very quickly. Hopefully you have been a little bit more informed about what I think about this, and we'll see if this is really worth getting, because I'm either probably going to get the Tiger 2 SLA16 for Germany, or I'm going to be getting the Term 3 for Germany, because I think that I care about the German premiums. I don't really care about the other premiums of the other countries, but with the winter sales coming, I want to be able to have some premiums with me, because, like, you know, I can't believe I've been playing this game for a year. It's kind of crazy. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you have a good day, and if you have any thoughts about this pack, please put them in the comments. I'll try and read and reply to as many as I can. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.